West Denver. Sleep deprived and heavily caffeinated.
All right, let's do this then.
This is the Jeff and Bill Show.
I don't agree with that.
They don't always agree, but hey, at least they have coffee.
Coffee.
And each other.
Love you, man.
God help us.
I want to bless him. We need all the help we can get.
Now here's Jeff Hunt and Bill Thorpe. The Jeff and Bill Show on News Talk 710 KNUS.
It gets better and better.
That's fantastic.
8 a.m. in the Mile High City on this Monday, August 11th, 2025. Good morning, Denver, Colorado. You've tuned in to the Jeff and Bill Show, News Talk 710 KNUS. I'm your co-host, Jeff Hunt, along with Bill Thorpe, bringing you the freshest insights, hottest takes from the right, left, and center. Coming up after news and comment, we're going to talk with Dr. Ashley Graves, Executive Director, Alternative Pregnancy Center, about their big gala and golf event with Tim Tebow.
It's a big deal when you say gala. It's a very big deal.
Right?
It's better than a party.
Well, and Tim Tebow proving to everybody
Fancy
that
dresses.
being homeschooled really pays off in life.
Yes, it does. Yes.
So excited to talk with her and the great work that's happening at Alternative Pregnancy Center in this state. They are so absolutely needed. Wonderful organization. Excited to talk with them. But now it's time for News and Comment with Blake Olson.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, News and Comment.
Good, happy Monday morning, 61 and sunny, expecting a high of 84 today. This portion of the news sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story, Heidi Ganal and Jen Schumann, with a three-part series in the Rocky Mountain Voice on the lefties attacking the oil and gas industry in Colorado, led by Governor Polis. They were on with Jeff and Billy last hour. The Energy and Carbon Confusion Chaos Commission of Colorado, actually called the ECMC, the Energy and Carbon Management Commission, causing hell for freedom-loving Coloradans and patriots trying to make Colorado great through the vital oil and gas industry. But no, Polis trying to destroy these companies and the industry.
Basically, it's the story of how an unelected state commission has used obscure rules and shifting targets to go after a family-owned private oil business that's operated in Colorado since 1984. I think it's really important to realize how this could happen to anyone. If you could spend $15 million of your own money to just try to fight all the regulation, to fight all the targeting, this could really happen in any industry in Colorado, but especially in oil and gas, because we have a history of Polis being very anti-oil and gas, and he's got a state legislature and he's got a state commission with the ECMC that do his bidding.
Once again, that's Jen Schumann, and you can read the article at RockyMountainVoice.com. President Trump and Russian President Putin are meeting in Alaska this week to discuss an end to the war in Ukraine.
Trump announced on Truth Social late last week he'll meet with Putin face-to-face this Friday. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Zelensky says his country will not let Russia deceive the U.S. as the meeting looms. He said in an address Sunday his team was working with the U.S. and that not a single day goes by without communication on how to ensure real peace. No word yet on where Zelensky will be as Trump and Putin meet. I'm Monica Nelson.
DJT with the news conference today, as he'll not only talk about ending crime, murder, and death in the nation's capital, but also discuss cleanliness and the general physical renovation and condition of what 47 says was our once beautiful and well-maintained capital. They'll also be moving out homeless people and give them a place to stay if they'd like it. A gunman who blamed the COVID vaccination for making him suicidal, went to CDC headquarters on Friday and started shooting in Atlanta. A DeKalb County police officer was killed, and the shooter was later found dead. We may see indictments this week to swamp creatures like Comey, Brennan, and Clapper. Those are the lizards who lie when they breathe and tried to pull off a coup on DJT in 2016. VP J.D. Vance on a couple of Sunday shows.
We're sending out some subpoenas, and there are actually some active investigations I think that probably you won't be fully aware of until we announce the conclusion of those investigations. But the president has been very clear. The Attorney General, the FBI Director have been very clear. They are looking at law breaking. And for people who broke the law, it's not going to be a slap on the wrist. We're sorry. Have a nice life. It's going to be, you've got to face consequences for it. And I really think it's our sacred obligation to the American people to ensure that those who broke the law pay the price for it.
5 journalists working for Al Jazeera are dead, killed on Sunday by an Israeli airstrike. Israel claims that one of those killed was actually working with Hamas, while Al Jazeera says the strike was a targeted attack on the media in Gaza City. Benny Johnson doing a great job on X exposing the Obama Presidential Library in Chicago and the disaster that is, and Shanae, Jazzy Jasmine Crockett, representing South Dallas, and wants everyone to believe that she grew up in the hood. Problem is, she grew up in a beautiful suburb in St. Louis and went to a private high school that'll cost you about $70,000 a year to attend if you're a parent. She's on stage trying to fool everyone, and we'll see if it works. And then you have Bill Maher with Drew Barrymore telling the truth about the ladies of The View.
I love Whoopi and Joe. Those are the two I really know. And I did it like a year ago, and I liked everybody, but I don't know if they're really, at this moment, the best advertisement for women. They just. It's
just it's a format, that show.
They say some things that are just like not helpful, like say to elections. I mean, it's.
Uh-oh, he's in trouble with the ladies of The View. All righty, Billy Maher. All right, the Broncos win preseason game number 1 against the Niners. They take on the Cardinals this week, 30-9. Bo Nix was fine, 6 of 11, 31 yards, played the first quarter. Shadur Sanders, he had a great debut with Cleveland, 14 of 23, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, completed 61% of his passes. And Cam Little, this is a kicker.
Holy smokes. They got a shot.
He just kicked a 70-yard field goal. Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
I've never seen that. The NFL record.
Yes, in a preseason game, they'll probably put an asterisk on it. It wasn't a regular season game, but Cam Little from Arkansas kicks the record-setting 70-yarder for Jacksonville, the Jags. Rockies take on the Cards tonight at 5:45. They have lost 7 straight. 60 in Centennial, 59 in Northglenn, 61 in Denver. Jeff and Billy continue. Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
The Denver forecast is early Monday. A few clouds this morning. Temperatures in the mid-50s by daybreak. Then for the rest of your Monday, sunny skies, highs around 85. Overnight lows down to 60. Tuesday, highs around 90 with mostly sunny skies. Weather brought to you by L&L Heating and Air Conditioning. For quick, trustworthy, and dependable service, call L&L Heating and Air Conditioning at 720-851-1691. Visit them online at bestdenverhvac.com. That's bestdenverhvac.com. You'll be comfortable with L&L. I'm day weather meteorologist Patrice Sutter in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
Now, one of my absolute favorite pro pro-life organizations out there is Alternatives Pregnancy Centers. They are phenomenal at caring for people that are facing a crisis pregnancy, something that, oh my goodness, we weren't expecting this. What should we do? Well, Alternatives comes alongside folks, cares for them, provides resources, counsels them towards embracing life and all that's good that comes with that. Might be adoption, it might be keeping the child, but it becomes that important counter voice in a culture that says, oh, it's just a clump of cells, just get rid of it. It doesn't really matter. No, they help parents choose life, and in doing so have saved so many wonderful lives. And the executive director, Dr. Ashley Graves, is live in studio with us because you all got a great event coming up with Tim Tebow.
We do. We are so excited. And we are a little bit crazy because we're doing 2 events in one weekend. But September 14th, Tim Tebow is going to speak at our gala, which we are very excited about. And then the next day, he's staying over to play golf with us. So he will be at our golf tournament at Cherry Creek Country Club.
Wow.
And we are so excited about the entire weekend.
No, just is it Cherry Creek Country? Yeah, Cherry Hills Country Club?
Cherry Creek.
Cherry Creek Country Club. Beautiful golf resort and great opportunity to play some wonderful golf with a guy like Tim Tebow.
Exactly. He will be there all day long. One of the wonderful factors is not everyone gets to play that course. So at this golf tournament, you get to play that course.
Right.
And it is stunning. So
that is an amazing opportunity. And anybody can sign up to play in this golf tournament?
Absolutely. Anybody.
Wow.
Yes. All you have to do is text Tebow25 to 50155.
50155, text Tebow25 there.
Yes.
Now, Tim Tebow has a fascinating story.
He does.
Right? And this is what I love about his pro-life message. I mean, we didn't talk about this ahead of time, so I don't know if you know all the details, but from what I understand, his mom faced a pregnancy complication, and they were told to abort Tim Tebow.
That is my understanding as well, that she was counseled to terminate the pregnancy. And look what we would have missed.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, he went on to, he was supposed to have some type of genetic problems or wasn't going to survive or something like that. You look at him today, he's got all those big muscles, right? Like, it looks like a healthy guy. So you're like, well, the doctors clearly got that wrong. He ended up doing just great, and his mom chose life, and now you have, he's married, and he just had his first daughter, I think.
He did.
So you, for me, that points out the generational impact that a decision.
Absolutely, I could.
Right?
Yes, truly, the work being done in Alternatives, we're changing generations.
That's right.
Even when they choose to have the child, we have mama mentors, we have fatherhood mentors. They walk beside them for the first year and beyond if they need them. So we don't just help them have the child and drop them off. We are there to walk long-term with them. We're there to give them guidance, wisdom, discernment. Honestly, I would have killed for a mentor like this. I was blessed to have my mom nearby, but if I hadn't had my mom, I would have been completely clueless.
Right. Well, having a child is overwhelming.
It is.
I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's intended to be that way. It changes you as a person.
Absolutely.
And so if you're living kind of for yourself, you can go through quite a transformation, but it's so good on the other side.
Yes.
Now, we're talking with Dr. Ashley Graves, Executive Director of Alternatives Pregnancy Center. Let's talk the good work of Alternatives Pregnancy Center. Now, I've been in the pro-life movement for decades. I know about it, but help people understand what you do.
We walk beside men and women that are in the complexity of an unplanned pregnancy. We do free pregnancy tests, free sonograms. We also do free STD treatments and testing. After they have the child, we have the fatherhood mentoring, we have the mother mentoring to walk with them long term. We don't want to just drop them off. And I think it's really important to also say that if they choose to have an abortion, we still love them and we offer counseling after abortion. Many people don't realize they need that till many years down the road. And we are there for that as well, to guide them through that conversation, to walk with them, help them have healing. So the whole package at Alternatives is to walk beside people during these honestly very vulnerable situations and be a sounding place, a safe place to land, and that is our job.
Well, let's contrast that with what an abortion provider does, like Planned Parenthood, right? What we've seen with them is that you're a paycheck for them. Cha-ching,
Yes.
cha-ching.
Absolutely.
And describe what happens. So your name is your name for a reason, right? Your alternatives to what?
To abortion.
Yeah, and
We are.
and describe to somebody what they might experience walking into a Planned Parenthood or another abortion provider.
At that point, you become a checkbook. One of my favorite things, I am new to this position. I got here in September, and looking at the website, one of my favorite things is we do not receive a single penny for giving you services. We don't make a penny off of you receiving services. Planned Parenthood, the other women's clinics, things like that, they actually receive money for every abortion they do and for every procedure they do with you. And we've had countless people say, I didn't expect you to love me so well here. I just did not expect it. Our appointments are much longer. We do not, it's easily an hour to an hour and a half long appointment. I don't know about you, but the last time I was at the doctor, I didn't get that long. We take our time. We just love on this person as a human being and look at them and let them have a voice.
That's Dr. Ashley Graves. She's the executive director of Alternative Pregnancy Centers. They've got a big gala coming up along with Tim Tebow, and you can play golf with him. This all comes up Monday or Sunday, September 14th, and then Monday, September 15th. And how can they get details again? Was
text Tebow 25 to 50155.
50155 Tebow 25. Now, it's important for people to understand this. Like you mentioned with Planned Parenthood, they get money for the abortion. They don't get money for the adoption.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, that's a big deal. So you can already see how the financial system is set up to push somebody in a certain direction. If you believe it's just a clump of cells, well, we're going to get money if you get the abortion. We're not going to get money if you adopt, so we're going to steer them. I mean, the percentages are wild that they do towards abortion versus adoption, but the system's not set up to care for people.
It's not. Our system is also not set up to support families. It's set up to do just the opposite. You get more money if you're in certain situations, if you're a single parent, things of that nature. So it's not really set up to support a family environment. So I've seen many a woman stay single because she's like, if I get married, I lose a lot of money and I can't afford to lose that money. Most of the time when they're facing this decision, it's a big deal. It's not, oh, I am flippantly using this as birth control. It is, I can't pay my bills now. How on earth can I pay it with another child? My husband is abusing me. How can I bring a child into this environment? So I don't want it to appear flippant at all. These women are making extremely brave decisions to have their child. The other thing is we continue walking beside them. We don't just drop them off and say, okay, you have the baby, you're done. We are there long term. We want to walk with them long term, and we don't want them to feel alone in any situation.
That's great work coming from Alternatives Pregnancy Center. Now, Dr. Graves, I have been down at the state capitol lobbying on pro-life issues, all the ballot initiatives. I got kicked out of the state capitol because I was wearing a pro-life sweatshirt, and then we sued and won and all that stuff. But so you could sense I've been in these meetings, I've been in the fight, and I've listened to the other side go, well, these alternatives, these pregnancy resource centers, these crisis pregnancy centers, they don't know what they're doing. They're not experts. We at Planned Parenthood are the experts in to help a woman make the decision of abortion. These people have no idea what they're doing. Talk about the services you provide, the expertise of the people that work in your organization. My wife, for instance, was a crisis counselor with Alternatives for years, taking phone calls at 2 a.m. I remember her going into her closet and helping people. She went through a rigorous training to do so. But talk to about the quality of the services you all provide at Alternatives.
Another thing that really that brought me to Denver, Colorado was the level of care Alternatives offers. I have never seen a center with this many registered nurses on staff and this many RDMSs on staff to do the sonograms. Our medical director is phenomenal. He is one of the most caring. Oh, he's amazing. And he will answer a call instantly when needed. Then on the counseling side, every one of our locations has somebody with a master's level of counseling, if not an LPC. So we have someone at all of our locations with that training and the wisdom. We also have someone with a master's, some of them have a master's in social work or a master's in coaching. So we do have multi-level degrees in our organization. We counted it up, and I believe we have 28 people with a master's level or higher degree. So the level of education, teaching, coaching that happens at Alternatives is incredible. And then we continue to do continuing education. So many people love to volunteer with us just for the continuing education. We make sure our training and everything is just very, very high level.
And this is important. We're talking with Dr. Ashley Graves, Executive Director of Alternatives Pregnancy Center, because for many pro-life Coloradans, we have come to recognize that we live in arguably the most pro-choice state in the nation.
Yes.
I think Colorado will be the last state to end this evil of abortion. I think it will. I think it'll happen everywhere else, but this state will be the last. And you have people traveling in from all over the country to get abortions here. From my math, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking, and according to, I use Guttmacher's numbers on this, we're probably at about 70 abortions a day taking place in Colorado. So it's 70 innocent lives. So what do you do if you are pro-life in Colorado? Well, you could try to run ballot initiatives. That's a challenge. You could try to elect pro-life lawmakers. That's a challenge. We haven't been successful there. So what do you do to save a human life? And I've said to pro-life donors, activists, we need to outserve the pro-choice community. I mean, when someone faces a crisis pregnancy, or you say an unplanned pregnancy, I know those terminologies are important. The option before them needs to be so stark that they go, well, walking into a Planned Parenthood, I'm treated almost like cattle.
Yes.
You know, they get money out of me. They don't follow up. They don't really care. And then on the other side, there's this great organization called You Have Alternatives, or Alternatives Pregnancy Center. YouHaveAlternatives.org is the website. And when they go there, it is royal treatment. They are cared for. They are loved. They're going to provide those services. So we as pro-life, we win when we outserve. Talk to them. Talk to our listeners about why that's important in a state like Colorado.
We go above and beyond. I wish everyone could see every survey we get when a client leaves our organization. Over and over again, it says they were non-judgmental, they were caring, they were loving, they were professional. We just have an incredible team. And again, we're going to take that hour. We're not going to take 15 minutes to see you. You're going to get the whole time. You're going to get our undivided attention. We just love well. I can say that beyond a shadow of a doubt. We love really, really well. But to continue to do that, we do not receive state or federal funds at all. So we only run off of donations, foundations, and churches. So the majority of our funds come from individuals, and second to individuals is churches.
And that's how we win.
Yes.
By serving.
Absolutely.
Right? In that battle between life and death, you come in with so much life and so much opportunity that you send a much more compelling message than get off the airplane and we'll take you on a van to kill your child and then put you back on an airplane and you leave. It's just heartbreaking what's happened. But this organization, Alternatives Pregnancy Center at youhavealternatives.org, is this beautiful light that is saving lives. Any sense over the years? Well, first of all, how long has alternatives been around?
It's been around for 44 years.
Yeah.
Which is very amazing to me. And it's
44.
had the name Alternatives from the very beginning,
Yeah.
which I love. Somebody was very forward thinking on that.
Right.
A lot of pregnancy resource centers in the 2000s changed their names and updated them. And Alternatives already had the name.
And any sense of how many lives you all have saved over those years?
I have heard the numbers over 100,000. It's hard because we have the digital now, but we didn't have the way back then. So I have heard the number well over 100,000 lives have been saved.
I mean, think about that impact is tremendous because one life can have such a big impact.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at Steve Jobs, for instance, adopted.
Yes.
Some people don't know that. There's all these great stories of how one person changed the world and they started out in a tough circumstance, you know, and overcame it. Your circumstance, even the circumstance of your fertilization of how your life came about, your conception was the word I was looking for, shouldn't determine your life future.
Absolutely.
But we do that. We come up with lots of reasons as to why a life should be terminated. But so many lives start off tough and then go on to do great things. You have experienced that personally, Dr. Ashley Graves. Share the story of your daughter.
Yes, we were actually 26 years ago, we were actually counseled to terminate our pregnancy. I was testing and she was testing very high for Down syndrome. And so their response was terminate the pregnancy.
Which,
I know.
I mean, this gets me in such...
I'm with you.
Some of the best people that are on the planet Earth have Down syndrome. And it is wild to me that our culture's like, you know, those really loving people that are full of joy and kindness. Let's get rid of them.
Absolutely.
Because they're just a little bit more challenging to educate. What?
Exactly. And they have such unconditional love.
Yes.
They truly do. And so we went in for the amniocentesis. Her heart was measuring too large, which I love because that's still true today. And her head was measuring too large. And we had the exact percentage that we might lose her in the amniocentesis procedure that she would have Down syndrome. And my husband said, no one is touching either one of you. She has gone on, she does not have Down syndrome, but I want to be clear, we would have loved her completely if she did. She's gone on to write many pro-life articles. She wrote for the Liberty Champion. She's very, very pro-life and very outspoken for the Down syndrome community.
Aren't you finding it interesting? So I worked for 8 years at Colorado Christian University and helped launch and lead their March for Life and their ministry there and all that stuff. So we'd take all these college students to Washington, D.C. We even led the National March for Life one time. And we noticed something with the younger generations that they don't buy the lie that it's a clump of cells.
They don't.
At all. And it's in part because they all grew up watching their brother and sister, the very first picture of them, a sonogram taped to the refrigerator door.
Yes.
They're like, well, that's little Johnny. That's my brother. I mean, he's not a clump of cells. I remember that. So the next generation seems to be just kind of rejecting this. Help maybe talk to our listeners a little bit about, I mean, this next generation coming up is right now the fertile generation. I'm past my prime. So, you know, like they're the ones having the babies. Do you see them when they're facing a crisis pregnancy, an unplanned pregnancy, more open to the options of adoption than maybe previous generations that were willing to just have abortions and kill off?
I do not have numbers on that, so I don't think I could speak intelligently to that.
Yeah.
I will say they are definitely more a pro-life generation, and I think it's also they've seen the impact of abortion on their parents. They've seen the turmoil their mother and father have gone through.
Right.
And so I think that's another reason they are a lot more pro-life because they see it was traumatizing. They see their parent didn't heal. They see the aftermath of the abortion. And that's something Planned Parenthood doesn't want to talk about, is that it is traumatizing, that it does have a lasting impact on your life. And we need healing from that, just like anyone else. If you have any other thing that you're dealing with, we need healing. And
how does that start for somebody? Somebody listening to our show right now had an abortion. They believed what was peddled in the 70s, 80s.
Yes.
It's a clump of cells, so they went and go. But they've never, to your point, they've never been able to heal from that decision. So what do they do?
I would recommend the first step is going to our website, and it's hard to say I need help in this area sometimes, and you can fill out a form, and we'll have one of our counselors call you back. That is a great first step, because sometimes there's still a shame and a stigma around it, whether we want to believe it or not, and filling out that form in the privacy of your own home to say, can someone call me about this, it's a little bit easier than calling and making an appointment. So that would be the first step, and then one of our counselors will call you back.
That's Dr. Ashley Graves. She's the executive director of Alternatives Pregnancy Center. They're hosting a huge gala coming up here with Tim Tebow. I should have worn this shirt. I have a shirt that says, and I wear it to every Broncos game, if loving Tebow is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because you remember there's all this controversy when he first became a Bronco. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be and to be honest, as someone who had season tickets at that point, it was a little tense sometimes because he wasn't a pocket passer, which means he ran all around the field before he threw.
He couldn't hit a moving target. That's the problem. I mean, again, for real, it's 110%. He couldn't hit a target that was moving, and you saw this in practice, where if they put a barrel 35, 45, 50 yards down the field, he can drop the ball in a barrel. You make that barrel move, he can't hit it. So the problem that he has in college, people would post up.
But he would always deliver.
Oh, yeah.
He would always win. He'd find a way to win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I'm just saying that again, this is not for today's show. But
yeah, of course. And then Bill's going to jump in with it.
No, but in fantasy football, it would have been really remarkable to see a NFL team blend into what Tebow does well and really kind of lean into it. I still submit that a coach could have won several Super Bowl trophies by simply making Tim Tebow the 5 yards and in quarterback. Yeah. That you change the entire setup for the team once you hit that 5 yard line, because I firmly believe that in his prime, there isn't a damn team that could have stopped Tebow 5 yards and out.
It was amazing to watch. And that Pittsburgh game will go down in history.
Oh, still remember that.
So Tim Tebow is going to be part of a gala they're hosting.
Play golf with him.
September 14th on Sunday night. Great event. You're going to be around a lot of wonderful pro-life people. It's literally, these are the best people in the world. Pro-life people are. And then September 15th, Monday, they're going to go play golf at Cherry Creek Country Club. Beautiful course. And he's going to play.
He is.
You're going to see him out there?
You're going to see him out there.
What?
Yes.
Bill, we host a morning talk radio show that kind of interferes sometimes with morning. What time does the golf start?
It starts at 10 a.m.
I can't play golf. I'm not allowed. No, seriously,
Bill,
doctor's orders.
You might be done. Mark, you can cover? Mark, no, you're not going to cover. Are you going to be out there? Are you going to go play?
Maybe.
I want to go play.
I can't play. No doctor's orders. I have a bad back. I can't twist and turn.
All right,
My back
you're
is
going to get the last hour. I'm going to try to figure out a way to be there.
I can ride along and tell you when the beer cart's coming. That's my job. My job is to look out for wherever the beer cart is across the court. That's my job.
I mean, what an amazing. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I'm going to be in the cart as well because I cannot play golf either.
Yeah, high five.
Well, I'm not good at it. This is an amazing opportunity, and here's the best part of all this, right? Not only you get to spend a great evening with wonderful pro-life people, you're going to get to hear Tim Tebow, his amazing message of hope and love. You get to play golf with him on Monday. As I said, Colorado is the most pro-choice state in the nation, and if you want to do something that will directly save human lives in the midst of such a challenging state, the money that you give to alternatives goes to save human lives and heal men and women that may have chosen abortion in the past. But this is a wonderful organization that provides services across the board. And I know this personally. My wife was a counselor. She'd get calls at 2 a.m. from a woman going, I don't know what to do. I just found out I'm pregnant with. And my wife would go, let's get you set up with an appointment. Let's start the process. to put together a plan to help you. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's saving, as you mentioned, tens of thousands, if not 100,000 lives. It's really, truly remarkable organization. You can go to youhavealternatives.org, youhavealternatives.org. If you want to join the event, text TBO25 to 50155, 50155, text TBO25. This sounds like a great opportunity. We're going to continue this conversation with Dr. Ashley Graves. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's talk leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Wake up, Denver. There's no better place to start your morning than IHOP, where the pancakes are fluffy, the coffee is hot, and the smiles are endless. Wednesday, August 27th, join Jeff and Bill as they broadcast their show live from IHOP at 1595 South Colorado Boulevard in Denver. You're officially invited to be part of the excitement. Come grab your favorite breakfast and watch the Jeff and Bill Show in action from 6 to 10 a.m. Don't forget to try the special Jeff and Bill breakfast. Pancakes, any style eggs, and crispy bacon, all for just $7.10. It's a deal as good as their hot takes. All they need is you. Bring your appetite, bring your friends, and kick off your day with great food and great conversation. See you Wednesday, August 27th at IHOP.
us is Dr. Ashley Graves, Executive Director of Alternative Pregnancy Center, because you can hang out with Tim Tebow. I'm so excited. I was never able to get Tim Tebow to the Western Conservative Summit. She has delivered him to Colorado. You can get a chance to not only hang out with him the night before at a beautiful gala that's out at the Gaylord. Oh, my goodness. Beautiful. Sunday, September 14th. You can then play golf with him on Monday, September 15th, Cherry Creek Country Club. All of this, if you just text Tebow25 to 50155, Tebow25 50155. Billy, you had a question for Dr. Graves.
Something that Dr. Graves and I were talking about off air, and I kind of wanted to explore it a little bit more, and it was about her pregnancy journey. And one of the things that she had mentioned was the test for Down syndrome, and that they came back based on size of the head and size of the heart, that they said the child most likely has Down syndrome. Now, when Dr. Graves kept speaking, she goes, oh, and she doesn't have Down syndrome, and talks about the things that she was writing, and I'm like, hang on, wait, hold on. There's kind of a signpost there. They're like, wait a minute. And I want you to talk to the audience about how after the test for Down syndrome, your daughter was born without any sort of genetic mutations. So what I'm kind of trying to put a pin in is that the test and the science that they were using to tell you to terminate the pregnancy was incorrect. So if you would have followed the recommendation, you would have terminated a completely normal, healthy baby. Now, regardless of whether or not your opinion on terminating a baby with Down syndrome, this is a false positive. So even if you side with, well, we need to terminate the Down syndrome pregnancy, this would have ended up not getting you to that goal. That's a little scary, and I know that it continues to happen. I'm familiar with this as far as my own journey with having kids. So talk to us about that false positive. Talk to us about the choice, and then what happened when the baby was born, especially, and no Down syndrome.
Yes.
What's that like? Talk to us.
So they actually sent us to a genetic counselor at Texas Tech Health Sciences Center, and she sat down with us first with a whole bunch of papers showing up how the genetic testing would have come out, and she was the first one to use the phrase terminate the pregnancy. It really caught my husband off guard, and he was like, wait a minute, what? We know now from our national affiliates, the number we know of is over 95% of the people that were in the same shoes that my husband and I were in, they terminate the pregnancy. So how many lives and voices are we missing? Then from there, we went to the doctor to do the amniocentesis sonogram measurements, things like that, and she was still testing high. Then I remember my mother-in-law chased down the nurse to find out if she had Down syndrome, and they were like, no, she's perfectly healthy, everything's fine, we don't see any signs of any complications. So again, we are completely blessed in that, but we would have been blessed if she would have been Down syndrome as well.
Yeah, with my family, we made the choice to get the test each and every time, but it was never a choice about whether or not we're going to terminate the pregnancy. It was just about planning.
Exactly.
It was, okay, you have a child that you know, if you can plan and know the child is going to need these extra type of care and services coming out, you would be a silly, silly parent to not do that. So, of course, you would set it up and do that. But the idea that they use it for a justification for terminating pregnancy just turns my heart. That is something that you just can't do.
My daughter did some research, and she called me, the same daughter, and she called me and said, Mom, do you know what they're doing in Iceland? And I was like, well, I know what they're doing in Iceland. Do you know what they're doing in Iceland? And she said, they're bragging that they've eradicated Down syndrome. And she goes, Mom, all they're doing is killing the babies.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right. That's all
it doesn't
they're
stop.
doing.
It doesn't stop. They haven't stopped the genetic mutation.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That still exists. Yeah.
They just took literally some of the best people and then just decided they're not going to have them in society. It's crazy. All right. When we come back, I'm going to ask her, all right, so someone faces an unplanned pregnancy. What should they do? It's a scary moment. You weren't planning this. Oh, my goodness. What should be the first thing that they do, and how does Alternatives help them? You're listening to Dr. Ashley Graves, Executive Director of Alternatives Pregnancy Center, on the Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Ashley Graves. She's the executive director of Alternatives Pregnancy Center. Wonderful organization. Know it personally. Have volunteered. Support them because they're saving lives in what is likely, arguably, the most pro-choice, pro-death state in the nation. Dr. Hearn killing babies up until right before birth. People flying in from all over the country to get abortions. Taxpayers paying for it. It's heartbreaking. So what do you do? Well, you support great organizations that are counseling people to embrace life and supporting them, doing so much great work. So, Dr. Graves, somebody faces an unplanned pregnancy. You just get the test. You're talking to your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. We weren't planning to do this. You have two options. You call Planned Parenthood. They go in. Baby's dead. Never have to worry about it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of guilt that comes with that, and rightfully so, because it's the termination of human life. The other option is going to be a road of caring for a child. It's a long one. It's going to be costly. You don't sugarcoat it. Mm-hmm. Somebody calls Alternatives. What happens when they do that? And what's the phone number?
So first and foremost, they call in and we have a 24-hour nurse to text line. So they can text a nurse, a registered nurse, 24 hours a day at youhavealternatives.org. and that's pretty priceless. They can also come in and schedule an appointment from that text line. We are in a day and age people don't like to use the phones anymore.
Yeah.
My daughters would rather die than call and make an appointment. So that's first and foremost. And a lot of times they can get into us before they can their medical doctor. So we get them in the door and we give them a medical grade pregnancy test. And we're very intentional to look at the whole woman. So we look at her emotional health, her mental health, her physical health, and her spiritual health. That does not mean we beat her over the head with a Bible. That does not happen and would never happen at Alternatives. We love on people and we show them these are the different paths you can take. How can we offer you support in this? If the test comes back positive, we will then do a sonogram. So they kind of know what is the potential due date, how far along am I, is it a vital pregnancy? After that, we meet with them as many times as they would like to meet. I've seen the coaching that our counselors do, and sometimes they're coming back because they're trying to decide, he's abusive to me, and I can't bring a child into this relationship. And I watched one of our moms say, you gave me the courage to stand up to him. And I just sat in the room and witnessed the whole thing. It was absolutely powerful.
Do you hear from people that have gone through your program and go, gosh, I should have just terminated the baby?
Never.
I was going to say.
Never.
Never, right?
Yes.
People, I think it's like something like 90%, high 90s, just generally, who carry the pregnancy to term, have the child, never regret it.
Exactly. Even we were at a booth at Douglas County Fair this past week. So many women came up to us and said, this is my oldest child. He's here because of Alternatives. She's here because of Alternatives. It was powerful. So knowing that we're having that generational impact, knowing that we're showing these people love, compassion, and care, those are very important things to us, that they walk out of that room feeling more love than they have felt when they walked in. And it's important to us that they have a safe place to process everything they're feeling, everything they're going through. We take the time they need. I don't know about you, but I've been at doctors before that I've had to turn to them and say, would you turn around and look at me? Because they were so busy typing, they weren't seeing me as a human being. And Alternatives, we give them the time they need. We ask questions, we give them space. We don't badger. We don't hit them over the head with statistics. We give them love, professionalism, and compassion.
And then support even
Yes.
after they've had the child,
If
too.
they choose to carry to term, then we want to get them into our mentoring program with a mom and mentor, and that's one-on-one. They meet every other week with them. They earn diapers and wipes and items for their baby going through that program. Or if the dad is saying, you know what, I want to learn from another dad. I want to say this. I hear often from dads saying, I don't think I'm a good enough dad to be a mentor. But if you hear the stories we're dealing with, there's a lot of men out there that need to learn from another dad. You're not perfect as a dad. You're not perfect as a mom, but you have something someone can learn from. So please don't dismiss that. And that was one of the reasons we chose the golf tournament. We're trying to bring in some men to be mentors because we have these dads that want help and they want a mentor to walk with them, but we got to find the men to be the mentors.
So important. That's Dr. Ashley Graves, Executive Director of Alternatives Pregnancy Center. Her message, my message to everybody out there, if you've got that pregnancy test you just heard, take a breath.
Yes.
The baby's not going to show up tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You're okay. Take a breath and call Alternatives. Visit their website, youhavealternatives.org. The quality of care that you receive will be night and day different from what you're going to get at a Planned Parenthood, where they just see you as a dollar sign. You're going to actually get people that care about you, want you to thrive in life, and will help you through the alternatives you have. Go to youhavealternatives.org, youhavealternatives.org. They've got a great golf tournament and gala coming up September 14th. Alternatives Gala will be at the Gaylord Rockies Resort and Convention Center. Speaker Tim Tebow. Then you can go play golf with him Monday, September 15th. And I think I can wear the T-shirt. Sorry, did I say something wrong?
No,
okay.
not at all.
I look like maybe I got one of the facts wrong. Monday, September 15th, you can go play golf with him. Cherry Creek Country Club. All of this if you text Tebow25 to 50155. 50155. I'll give you the final word. Go ahead, Dr.
One
Ashley
thing
Graves.
I was going to add is an organization found out what we did, and they are donating the entire cost of Cherry Creek Country Club because they did some research. They asked about our reputation. They wanted to know that we were a legit ministry. And it was actually Cherry Creek Country Club is giving it to us for free. So I want to say that because that's so incredible. I'm looking at our director of development to make sure I'm not like saying something I shouldn't say. But they went in, they did their research. They love what we do so much. They're donating it. And that just speaks volumes to a community that's saying we want there to be other options. We want these women to have places they can go. We want them to be loved on. Here, we want to support this cause.
Text Tebow25 to 50155 and play golf with Tim Tebow coming up in September. Dr. Ashley Graves, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll continue. We got Hugo Chavez-Reyes coming up. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader. We are News Talk 710 KNUS.